everyone and welcome to the MathTablet. In this session we're having a look at comparing fractions. Now let's start off with something quite easy. If I were to say compare 1/4 to 3/4. Diagrammatically, fairly easy to see that 1/4 is certainly less than 3/4. When your denominators are the same, all you really need to do is to look at your numerators to compare the two fractions. Let's have a look at another example. Suppose I wanted to compare 3/14 and 1/2, and I wanted to see which one is bigger. Now, it's pretty hard to compare the two fractions when the denominators are different. So what we want to do is to try to make them have the same denominator. Now, this one is not too difficult because 14 happens to be a multiple of 2. So what I can do is to leave the 3/14 exactly as it is. But with that half, what I can do is to create an equivalent fraction whereby the denominator is 14. To go from the 2 to the 14, I would have multiplied by 7. Do the same thing to the numerator. 1 times 7 will give me 7. Okay? Much easier to compare 3/14 to 7/14, and it's pretty clear that 3/14 is less than 7/14, which means then I can say that 3/14 is actually less than a half, the original fractions we were trying to compare. Now, let's have a look at one more example. Suppose we're trying to compare 2/15 and 3/10. Again, the denominators are different, which makes it harder to compare. So what we want to do here is to find the common denominator between the 15 and the 10. To make things easier for ourselves, we would be looking for the lowest common multiple between 15 and 10. In this case, the lowest common multiple happens to be 30. So what we would do is to write each of these two fractions with a denominator of 30. So to go from the 15 to the 30, I would have doubled. So do the same thing to the numerator to get 4. To go from the 10 to 30, I would have tripled. So do the same thing to the numerator to get 9. Now, instead of comparing 2/15 and 3/10, I'm going to be comparing 4/30 and 9/30, and I can easily see that 4/30 is less than 9/30, which then leads me to say 2/15, which was equivalent to 4/30, must be less than 3/10, which was equivalent to the 9/30. So there we have a way of comparing fractions. I hope you enjoyed this session of the MathTablet.